Mary Teabag if I lie. We didn't run away. We were at war. Thousands volunteered, then went through conscription. Children were evacuated, women joined the forces, worked in the fields and munition factories. Everything was saved and recycled. We built air raid shelters in our gardens. We didn't run away to another country. People too old to fight became air raid wardens, policemen, home guards, firemen, etc. Women drove the ambulances and provided tea and sandwiches. They trained to be nurses and left home for the first time. We dug up our gardens and parks to grow food. We had our food rationed. We didn't run away. We fought for our country. We learned how to keep pigs and chickens, deliver milk to towns. We lived in blackout for years. Went to work in the dark. We were bombed relentlessly, week after week. Many worked deep in the mines and in the fields, but we didn't run away. Our men were slaughtered. Our women and children were slaughtered. Our ships were sunk. Our cities decimated. Our airplanes shot down. In every town and village, there was someone who died. We did this for 6 years, and we still didn't run away.
Wanton, indiscriminate bombings of London are, of course, a part of Hitler's invasion plan. He hopes, by killing large numbers of civilians and women and children, that he will terrorize and cow the people of this mighty imperial city and make them a burden and anxiety to the government, and thus distract our attention unduly from the ferocious onslaught he is preparing. Little does he know the spirit of the British nation, or the tough fibre of the Londoners, whose forebears played a leading part in the establishment of parliamentary institutions, and who have been bred to value freedom far above their lives.
There's a difference between hearing a story, and we deal with that today. You hear a story, but then when it's brought to your face, I would say when we first did the British Blitz reaction video, it was just because it seemed like a good video to do at the time, but the comments underneath it. And then once you start getting into British culture, you realize how much of this impacted. But it's to the point now that even me making the statement that says how much it impacted just seems ridiculous. It seems so ridiculous to make that statement because it's so weird to go to a place and you hear a story and you hear the story about the Blitz. And I guess in my head, I wanted to relate it to, King Henry VIII.
Yeah.
It's something we talk about, something that's interesting. But something changed in that comment section. Something changed when I was watching British TV, that it kept circling back. It didn't matter if he was watching Doctor Who.
With a very loud.
Quickly as you can. Down to the show.
Only fools and horses. This was engraved in the culture of the UK. This was a scar or a testament to UK citizens, to the British people, to the British blood. And when we started reading these comments and started seeing people telling us their stories, we was mind blown of just countless stories of heroism and bravery, stuff that would put King Arthur to shame.
Yeah.
And when we got these videos, when we got this, I was like, I got to make some type of video out of this. Something. These people, I got to share this with the world to hear it. So it took a while because I didn't have the confidence, or I didn't have the confidence.
We didn't know how to go about it.
And I wanted to be honorable. So what we're going to do today is we're going to share some of these stories with you. And we're going to talk about them. And if you guys have got something you want to share, put it in the comment section below. Like the video, share the video with your friend. If you have a story you want to share, put it below. But we're going to get started and we're going to read some of these stories. And the last story, I would have never expected to get.
My mother was in Coventry the night the Luftwaffe flattened it. She remembers watching what she, at the time, called fireworks, through a gap between the top of the door and the roof of the back garden shelter. She cried because her parents wouldn't let her go outside to see them properly. She was 3 years old. Walking around town a couple days later, everything she remembered was just gone. She asked my grandma what happened, and she said, "This is what the fireworks did." When I was a kid, I used to wonder why we went to firework displays. It was only my dad who took us. She would never come. I was in my 20s before she told me. She would even turn off the TV if it showed anything with fireworks going off. Weirdly though, she never had a problem with films or TV that showed actual explosions or real or fictional. She was quite happy to sit through war films and the like. It was just fireworks. Somehow that connection in her head never left her. She's 87 now and still puts loud music on to drown out fireworks in November or on New Year's.
That's so interesting you think about that a young kid, and you talk about how would a young kid understand this?
Yeah.
That's what's going on. A 3-year-old, we have a 3-year-old. That can never be explained to him.
No.
He would, I'm sure, as he gets older, he'll understand. But I think that's funny about that story, about how this is how she made sense of it. And that's what remained the scar.
Leaves that hurt in her.
That's where the PTSD comes in. And it makes me wonder, because we was watching the Blitz, and I think when you're in a situation where you are in a complete abnormal situation, the mind's desperate to find normalcy.
Yeah.
The mind's desperate. And, they talked about how these little kids, like, they would get excited after the bombing runs because they would go pick up the shiny shrapnel.
Mm-hmm.
Sit here and think that, you have a 3-year-old kid, and a 3-year-old, grows up to be an adult, and something so catastrophic happens. And Coventry was one of the worst place hit.
Mm-hmm.
And the things that 3-year-old probably had to see, that little mind was probably working, just, I don't know.
Awful.
Thank you for sending in that story, though, because more than anything, this puts things into perspective. Okay, this story is from Life's Lemonade. My grandma, a 16-year-old girl, worked in a bomb factory in Birmingham. One evening, she fell asleep at the cinema and missed work. She found out the next day a raid had dropped bombs, and the shelter the factory workers were in was a direct hit and completely entombed all the workers. There's a plaque on the site where they just buried it over, as survivors would be zero. It is now a massive memorial. If my grandma hadn't fallen asleep, I wouldn't exist. She still got fined for missing work.
Wow.
A couple of things from that. One, 16.
Yeah.
Like an American 16-year-old girl, or any 16-year-old, you're supposed to get ready to get your driver's license, go out on a date.
If you have a job, it's probably in a coffee shop.
Yeah. You're not, making bombs and bullets for an airplane.
No.
And the idea she fell asleep. What was the chances?
God's protection.
She wasn't meant for it. There's always a plan. And I don't think she was meant, that wasn't her time. But it brings up a good point And they say at the end, if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't be here. And if it wasn't for how many other people, she wouldn't have been there. So when you look at this war effort, it's like a painting. If you're looking at a Picasso painting, what exact brushstroke, what exact line makes it the painting? And you look at the idea of the Blitz and say, what exact person made it? So when you look up and say, 100%, if your grandmother wasn't there, you would not exist. But I think that's the idea for the UK of how many people had to step up and be that hero.
Yeah.
How many people, because of that group effort, you know, we're all still here.
Mm-hmm.
Not just you guys, us.
Mm-hmm.
That war front became the war front that we needed. That was a war front that we needed to drive the Germans back. So their bravery, them going in knowing what was happening,
Mm-hmm.
knowing the risk, and just still doing it, is the reason that we're all sitting here. Because if these people didn't do what they did, and the UK became German ruled,
Yeah.
we would have had a different war. We would have had a very, very different war with a very different ending. That's amazing. Thank you for that story.
This story's from Bob. My mom would have been almost 10 years old at the start of the Blitz. She lived in an area called Redditch, which was amongst Surrey docks. That first photo of the bomber, it was right under that plane. One night, on a particularly bad night of bombing, they decided to evacuate kids to local schools. My mom was due to go to a school called Keaton Road School. Many of her friends went there, but my mom was taken to another school because Keaton's Road was full. Keaton Road School took a direct hit. Many among them were my mom's friends.
So you go on to another thing of either just sheer luck or sure hand of God.
Yeah.
But what's so what's so devastating about that story, right? Is this isn't made up. This isn't a joke. This is real.
No.
This was her friends, but those were parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters, cousins, and those kids was in that school.
Yeah.
And they heard about it.
She was only 10 and heard all of her friends died.
Yeah. But then,
Knowing that they could have been her.
I think the idea that they just get up and you say, okay, these people's going to fight. These people's working. These people's pushing. And you're like, oh, they're fighting adversity. That's their adversity. You're doing this. Look, the reason that I decided that I thought this was time was, I know I mentioned in the last video that my grandmother passed away. And a couple days later after that, I had a cousin pass away. And then a couple days after that, I had another cousin pass away. But the bills still needed to be paid. Things still needed to be done. And I just had to go, and that put such a mindset of what it was, such a taste of something that it wasn't a bad week or a bad 2 weeks like we had. And then, you know, we knew it was this accident, or, you know, my grandmother was a natural death. The other two was offset accidents. I didn't live with the fear of who's next.
No.
I didn't go out to work thinking, okay, that was last night. I hope tonight's not as bad.
Yeah.
I hope I don't get this news tonight. And you see that in a lot of people. We did a video, it wasn't that good on the Blitz, but you're seeing a lot of these people, they sent their children out to the countryside. You know?
Yeah.
They sent their children out to the countryside. They stayed and worked, and these families was separated. They just, and you go through there's kids who, there was parents who went to collect their kids that wasn't there no more. And there was kids who came back to these cities to meet their parents, and they wasn't there no more. And it was just like, it's a lot. And here we are, you know, we're watching a video about the Blitz and we're just so amused. And then these are these people's real life. There's people who walk around the UK. There's people who come here to America. They're still, these are hardscaped in their memories. These are not leaving. Probably to this day still wakes them up.
Yeah.
Wow. This is from Louis, 1889. I almost wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my amazing, courageous great-grandmother.
She was pregnant and close to labor when her home was bombed. From the Blitz, she lived in London, and she was sadly trapped among the rubble. But she was able to get out because she wanted to live. But most of all, she wanted her baby to see the world. It took her a while to get out, but the baby, my granddad, managed to be okay, and only days later, she gave birth. It's also great to know she come from two great heroes. Her great-granddad, who was part of the army, too. Sadly, he lost his life in war, but his name will never be forgotten.
Wow.
Guys, these stories, we wasn't ready for this.
No, they're horrible.
We wasn't ready for this. They're horrible, but they're so brave. You're just,
You know what I mean by
I tried, I tried because we have AI now, and I tried to make a lot of images for these just to give some type of guidance and stuff. And AI is like, no.
Yeah, I don't even want to touch it.
AI does not want to make these images. Just some type of, no, that goes against, that's a terrible thing. We're not making a picture of that. But it happened. It's not something that we made up. That in 1940, there was a woman in rubble in London clawing her way out with the sure will that her baby was not going to be her baby's grave.
Yeah.
That was not going to be her grave, and that was not going to be her baby's grave. And after all that, still lost somebody. It's a testament to the British people, an absolute testament to how strong and how courageous,
Brave, and the sheer will.
yeah, that is so. Thank you for sharing that. And this has made this YouTube channel so worth it, just to be able for you guys to share your stories. Thank you so much. And what we normally do, we kind of got off track. Normally what we do is we like to dedicate money to a food bank of some place that we go. We like the UK so much that we try to give part of our money back. This is built up through our Patreons, our members, and you guys watching this video, liking it, and sharing it. We're donating to the Firefighters Charity. This was first set up during World War II. This was for the firemen who were going and fighting the fires during the Blitz. And this is an act of charity working today that helps the community, helps with firefighters, helps with families, helps people in need, and we dedicated this one to them. We'll put a link at the bottom if you want to donate, if you want to be a part of it. see what they do, see how they do it. All this will be down below. It's just a way that we say thank you.
Because we really appreciate all that you guys do by being members, being Patreons, and just watching the videos, because without it, we would never go to the UK.
Yeah.
And we would not learn and love and get to do all of this.
That's what I always say. Everybody says, so are you a reaction channel? We're not a reaction channel. We're a learning channel. But it's vice versa. We're the ones actually learning.
Yeah.
You're steadily watching us learn. And something like this, there's so many more stories, guys. I'll put the link down to the original video and you guys can watch the video, but read the comments. If you're an American, read the comments. If you're somebody who might have a story, share it down below. I don't know. We might do this again. I just felt like that was too much information to not share. That was too amazing of a thing to not share with the world. And I hope by doing this, your grandparents and your family members, we honor them. And I hope you guys take this as an honoring thing for your family. I'm Rich Trippin.
I'm Tiffany.
And that was probably the coolest video I've ever made in my life.